Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of GMS, who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. This is GMS Arkansas. This is Stop and Listen. Just trying to follow the truth, man, like we do, you know. We getting down, man. We in the 11th hour of this thing. So we just trying to push the truth, you know, and just share what I was reading and what I be looking at. You know, the thought came through my mind, man, as I was reading that the elect are going to be coming from all different. The elect going to be coming from the four corners of the globe, and they're going to be coming from different facets, man. And one of them, a thought went through my mind, is the elect are going to be, there are going to be some elect that come out of jails and prisons, and also there are going to be some elect that are going to be prison guards, those guards in prison. Some of them going to be the hopeful elect, man. And I'm going to get the scripture and read it, right? I'm going to read it in the scripts. I was reading in Acts 16 chapter. When you read, so we start at 16. Paul was preaching in the marketplace, and a lady of divination that possessed with a demon. She was a soothsayer. She was following him around, you know, basically like scoffing. And Paul was kind of vexed to the point where he commanded in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai that spirit come out of that woman. And that it came out that same hour when you read. Okay. She was a soothsayer for those magistrates, those masters. She made money for them. Right? She made money for them. So once they cast them demons out of her, there wasn't no more money to be made. So they got angry, right? So that's where I want to start. In verse 19, it says, "And when her masters saw that the hope of their gains were gone, they caught Paul and Silas and drew them into the marketplace unto the rulers, and brought them to the magistrates." Right? The magistrates. I'm gonna look magistrates up, that you know what the magistrates. What a magistrate is. A magistrate is basically like the general, the governors, the chiefs, you know, the wardens of the temple, captains, right? Okay. It says, "And brought them to the magistrate, saying, These men being Jews," right? So they said these men being Jews, Paul and Silas, they were Jews, right? Right? "Do exceedingly trouble our city." So that lets you know the people who were about to scourge them and persecute them, they wasn't Jews, right? You're going to find out that they was Edomites. It says, verse 21, "And teach customs which are not lawful for us to receive, neither to observe, being Romans." We know the Romans were Edomites. They teach customs that are not lawful, that are not right for us to what? Accept or to keep. Right? That's what they were saying right there. Verse 22. "And the multitude rose up against them, and the magistrates rent their clothes and commanded to beat them." So they say they rent their clothes, meaning what? They ripped their clothes out. They raped them. When you seize rape, because our elders have went into that definition of rape, means to seize, right? So they seized them, right? And then they started renting their clothes off, which was, it said, to break off all sides, to break out all around, to rend, to tear off all around. So they would just turn their clothes off, seizing them and tearing their clothes off, which is a form of rape, man. And these are Edomites, man. So our Edomites, hey, have they been rapists for the longest? Yeah, they've been raping people for a long time. You look at the definition. To completely tear away. So they just basically like ripped them off till they was basically like no clothes on. You know what I'm saying? And it's a shame to be naked, man. That's Esau, man. You know? And it says, commanded to beat them, right? So he got beat, right? When you look up beat, it says to beat with rods. So they got sticks and stuff, whatnot. Sticks with a stick, with a rod. And this word is like a Spanish word, bastinado. Bastinado is, when you look up the word bastinado, it means to be beaten on the bottom of your feet with a rod. So they were beating Silas and Paul. They were beating them basically on the bottom of their feet. You know, beating them all over their body and on the bottom of their feet. You know, and why would they beat them on their feet? Right? So they wouldn't be able, because Paul and Silas was pushing that word, man. And they probably was pushing that word hours in at a time. And the reason why I know that, because our apostles, hey, they tell stories of how they stood out and pushed the word 11, 12 hours, man, on certain, back in the day. So I know Paul and Silas was pushing that word hours in and hours out. But if somebody beats you on the bottom of your feet real good, it's going to be hard for you to stand up. So it'll be hard for you to go out and stand and push the word if your feet all sore and broken up. So they beat them on the bottom of their feet. So is this going to happen in our time? Yeah. They're going to do the same. They're going to score just the same way, brothers. So we have to be prepared for that. To go through those afflictions in the coming days, man. It says, verse 23, it says, and when they had laid many stripes upon them, they cast them into prison, charging the jailer to keep them safely. Right? It say charge the jailer to keep them safely. Meaning what? Prevent them not to escape. His job was to watch them and don't let them escape out of this jail. Right? It says, who having received such charge, thrust them into the inner prison and made their feet fast in the stocks. So he basically threw them in the cell. He didn't care how they landed or nothing. He just like slung them in there basically. He didn't care if their head hit first or what. You know, cruel treatment. This the jailer. This the guy that the guard. He didn't give a damn how he threw them in there. And then it says, and made their feet fast in the stocks. He shackled their feet, shackled them feet first. When you read that, fast in the stocks. The word fast means to render secure, to make fast, secure, to make firm, to make secure, right? In the stocks. The stocks were timber, a timber club, tree, or wooden article, substance, staff, stocks, right? Kind of like the stocks were a piece of wood and then had a hole in it, right? And they put it over the top. You put your ankles in there and they put it over the top and then they lock it in on the end. Kind of like when you see the slave movies when you go out and Jake used to be in the stock. He had his head in that hole and his hands in there. They have him standing up all day on them slave pictures. That's the stocks. But they put their feet in them, right? It says, verse 25, and at midnight, Paul and Silas, and this is very important, prayed and sang praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and the prisoners heard them. So the other prisoners heard them praying to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and singing praises. They were locked up. They didn't lose their faith right there. They continued to pray and make supplications unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And in the coming days, brothers, we have to remember, if we put in prison, to always keep our prayers going while we in there. The brother from Atlanta done a nice series, Yahweh Dunn, when he actually was put in jail in prison. Hey, the brother, that's a nice piece he did, saying how he continued to fast, he continued to pray, and then the Lord made way for him while he was in there. Had the warden bring him a King James Bible, then he started teaching brothers, you know, and then he left out of there unscathed, man. So you have to remember, hey, if we put in these prison holes, man, keep prayer, man. It says, and at midnight, Paul and Silas prayed and sang praises unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and the prisoners heard it. The other prisoners heard it. And suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundations of the prison were shaken. And immediately all the doors were open. That's the power of the Lord. That's the same kind of earthquake that came when Yahushua was on that cross in that ninth hour, man. It says immediately, man, the doors open. So when them doors open, them other prisoners, guess what they done? They ran the hell up out of there. They was free, right? And the keeper of the prison, awakening out of his sleep, right? Seeing the prison doors open, he drew out his sword and would have killed himself, supposing that the prisoners have been fled. So he knew, if they gone, man, I've been charged to keep them. Paul and Silas, if they gone, I might as well just go and kill myself. But Paul cried with a loud voice, saying, do thyself no harm. Don't kill yourself. Saying, do thyself no harm, for we are here. Then he called for the light and sprang in. Came in trembling and fell down before Paul and Silas, man. This dude came in and fell down before him. Right? And it says, and brought them out and said, sirs, what must I do to be saved? Now he gave him respect. He called him sir. Before he threw him in the jail, didn't care how they land, just tossed him in there. Probably was talking shit. Get your motherfucking ass in there, goddammit. You know, however they spoke their rude speech. But, you know, nowadays, you know, they kick you in the butt to get your ass in there. But however they spoke rude speech back then, you know he probably did it at that time. Throwing him in the jail. Not a care in the world. But now he saw the power of the Lord. And then he saw the boldness of Paul and them, and the integrity of Paul and them, not leaving out of that prison. Now he gave him respect. He gave him the utmost respect. Call him sir. What must I do to be saved? What must I do to obtain salvation? Right? It says in verse 31, and he said, believe on the Lord Yahweh Shai of Mashiach, and thou shalt be saved and thy house. He gonna be saved and his family gonna be saved. He said, believe, man. I'm gonna look up believe. Like I always say, to believe, man, is the easiest thing to do, is believe in something. To believe is to have faith upon or in respect to a person or a thing. To believe in Yahweh Shai Mashiach. To have a respect for Yahweh Shai. To believe in Yahweh Shai. Right? To entrust in Yahweh Shai. The blue letter, to think, to be true, to be persuaded of, to credit, to place confidence in. We place all confidence in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. We believe these words in these books. We believe these stories. We believe salvation is coming to the elect. You know, we believe the Lord is going to destroy America, man. and raise up Israel. Right in everybody's face. He doing it right now. He got brothers prophesied on the highways and the byways, man. And it says, verse 32, and they spake unto him the word of the Lord, and to all that were in his house. So they preached unto him the word of the Lord. Right? And he took them the same hour of the night and washed their stripes, and was baptized, he and all his house. He was baptized. How was he baptized? Ephesians. This is how he was baptized. Ephesians 5, chapter 5. Ephesians 5 and 26. That he might sanctify and cleanse it by the washing of water by the word. Right? That's how he was cleansed, by the word. Because it said they taught him. They spake the word of the Lord, Yahweh shot to him. This word is what cleanses you. This is baptism right here. And that's how he was baptized. Ephesians 5 and 26. And it says straightway, immediately, man. Right away. It says, verse 34, and when he had brought them into his house, he set meat before them and rejoiced, believing in Yahweh with all his house. The whole house believed. You know. And when it was day, the magistrate sent sergeants saying, let those men go. And the keeper of the prison told this saying to Paul, the magistrates have sent to let you go. Now therefore depart and go in peace. But Paul said unto them, they have beaten us openly, uncondemned, being Romans, right? Because Paul's a Roman citizen. Right? He was a Roman citizen. He was an Israelite by blood, but he was born in Rome, man. Same way in America, man. Same way here in America. We are Israelites, but we was born in America. So they call us so-called American citizens. This is Romans 11 and 1. I say then, have the Most High cast away his people? No, we still here. God forbid, for I am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. This is what Paul said. Paul is an Israelite. But right here, what did it say? Paul said unto them, they have beaten us openly, uncondemned, being Romans, and cast us into prison, right? Because he was born in Rome. This is Acts 21 and 39. But Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew of Tarshish, a city in Cilicia, a city of no mean city, and I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto the people. So Paul said he was a city of Jew of Tarshish, of Cilicia, man. That was in Rome, right? So he was born a Roman, basically a Roman citizen. And he played that on them while being locked up. He played that card. That was, like an ace. You have an ace in the hole card. He said, but Paul said unto them, Acts 16 and 37, they have beaten us openly, uncondemned, being Romans, right? Let's go back. Uncondemned. uncondemned, punished without being tried. So they didn't take them to court, right? They had no trial. Back then, you would have trial before you sentence somebody, execute. Same way they do today. You go to trial, then they sentence you, you know. But we coming on them times. We coming up on them times which they have came out these new Patriot Acts, right, and signed these different laws that Esau, when it come down to it, when they start throwing people in concentration camps, there won't be no trials, man. They just gonna throw you in camps and forget about you. It won't be no having no trial. A lot of people be getting adjudicated on the spot. They'll be getting killed on the spot. Esau will give you a trial and give you a death sentence, and then you gotta go live in a cell for another 20 years before they lethal inject you. But we coming on the days where they just gonna be killing you on the spot and throwing you in the prisons with no, what is it called, a Miranda rights. It won't be no call, no lawyer, no phone call, or none of that. So Paul was saying we was thrown in jail without no trial, and have cast us into prison, and now do they thrust us out openly. Now you're gonna throw us out to the privily, to the public. Nay, verily, but let them come themselves and fetch us out. Let the magistrates come get us out. And the sergeants told these words unto the magistrates, and they feared when they heard that they were Romans. Because they know they doing their citizens like that, they have to answer to probably the Senate or something like that, and possibly lose their positions. If they done Romans unjust, they know they would lose their position of high rank in the society. Verse 39, and they came, besought them, and brought them out, and desired them to depart out of the city. And they went out of the prison and entered into the house of Lydia. And Lydia was a female. She was when you look her name up, it'll say Christian lady, but she was an Israelite lady who believed, because Paul and them she would let them come to her house when you read up in the earlier chapters. And when they had seen the brethren, they comforted them and departed. So reading that, was Paul and them in prison? Yes. Were they the elect? Yes. So there are going to be certain brothers that's in these prison systems that are going to be part of the elect, right? And I actually saw a video also, a still clip of the Men of Valor brother put up, had a video where it was showing the elect in prison. They had two brothers that was in the jail cells with standing up facing the east, with their hands spread. It looked like they was praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So you're going to have elect that are in these prison systems, and you're going to have police officers and guards too that probably are part of the elect in these police stations and whatnot in this system they got. Because that jailer, he worked for the Romans as a jailer, treated Paul and them bad, but then he turned around and in an instant he believed. So he was an Israelite. And the Lord basically had Paul them come preach and had salvation for him and his household. So some of these centurions you see out here, man, that are Jakes, they gonna be part of the elect too. In prisoners. So I'm gonna read this scripture right here, Revelations 2:10. Revelations 2:10. Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. The Lord said, fear none of these things, because we're gonna be going through a lot of afflictions, brother. When Esau rolled down, he know he don't have a short time. When he roll down, he gonna unleash his whole arsenal on the nation of Israel. Concentration camps, all these different weapons he got, all these robots he got, man, he gonna unleash all these drones. He gonna be killing Jake with no remorse, man. But the Lord said, fear none of these things that thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Then can the spiritual demon Satan cast you into prison? No. His counterpart on the earth, Esau, the so-called white man. He's gonna be casting some of us into prison. it says that ye may be tried, right? They're going to be trying to get you to denounce Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And it says, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee the crown of life. So be faithful unto death. If they got to kill you, that's just what it is. Take that death. Look how they did Yahushai. Look what he went through for the whole nation. So what more of us going through if we got to get beat and put to death for him? So he going to give you a crown of life, man. He going to give you that glory, that kingdom. He going to give you a crown, man. You're going to have that power. You're going to have them palms. That power, man. You know? And you know, that's just something I want to share, man. You know? I didn't mean for it to go this long, but hey, it's all spirit. How about Shem Yahushai, brothers? You know, that's just something, man. I was thinking, like, hey, the elect gonna be coming from different facets, man. They gonna, some of them centurions we look at gonna be the elect. Some brothers in prison, you know. So I hope this is lesson edifying, brothers. You know, all praise be to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles, the elders, the GMS who rule well. Peace and blessings to their hopeful elect. You know, until the next lesson, man, Lord willing, hey, shalom.